Chronic fatigue and depression are not just natural parts of aging. They're complex, overlapping conditions that affect millions of older adults, and often go unrecognized or untreated. Fatigue isn't always about sleep, and depression isn't always about sadness. They both often appear as low motivation, slower thinking, physical heaviness, or lack of interest in things you once enjoyed. While many are told, it's just age, the truth is different. There are measurable reasons behind this loss of energy and mood, including hormonal shifts, nutritional deficits, poor sleep quality, reduced physical activity, and emotional isolation. And while no single fix exists, steady improvement is possible when the right systems are supported. In this 4-part video series, we'll walk through the real contributors to chronic fatigue and low mood, and explain what you can do to counter them, with practical, science-based steps designed for adults over 60. Each part includes 5 specific strategies you can begin using today. No vague advice, no unrealistic expectations. If you're looking for clear, grounded solutions that support both your body and your emotional well-being, you're in the right place. Please like this video, subscribe to the channel, and press the bell icon so you won't miss any part of the series. Let's begin with Part 1. Part 1: 5 Foundational Causes of Fatigue and Depression in Older Adults. And what to do about them. Chronic fatigue and depression often develop gradually in later life. They are rarely caused by just one thing. Instead, they result from multiple, overlapping stressors on the body and mind, some visible, others silent. In this part, we'll look at 5 common but often overlooked contributors. Each one is backed by clinical evidence and responds to targeted changes you can begin implementing now. First, fragmented or non-restorative sleep. Sleep is not just about duration, it's about depth and consistency. As people age, changes in sleep architecture lead to lighter, more fragmented rest. Hormone production, including melatonin, declines, and disruptions like nighttime urination, pain, or sleep apnea become more common. This leads to fatigue, slower cognitive processing, and lower mood resilience, even if you think you're sleeping enough. What to do? Maintain a fixed bedtime and wake time, even on weekends. Eliminate overhead lights and screens 1 to 2 hours before bed. Use low, warm lighting instead. Avoid caffeine, alcohol, and large meals after mid-afternoon. Rule out sleep apnea if you wake gasping, snore heavily, or feel unrefreshed. Build a wind-down routine, light stretching, reading, or quiet music to signal the brain it's time to rest. These adjustments support hormonal balance and help the brain enter deeper stages of sleep, where true recovery occurs. 2. Low protein and micronutrient. Intake: older adults often consume fewer calories and less protein, sometimes due to lower appetite, dental issues, or budget concerns. Yet the body's need for quality nutrition increases with age due to reduced absorption efficiency and ongoing tissue repair. Insufficient protein, iron, B vitamins, and essential fats can contribute to muscle loss, low neurotransmitter production, and worsening fatigue or depressive symptoms. What to do? Include a source of protein in every meal, such as eggs, fish, poultry, yogurt, or legumes. Ensure iron intake through foods like lentils, leafy greens, or lean red meat, and pair with vitamin C for absorption. Supplement vitamin B12 and D3 if levels are low. Both are critical for energy metabolism and mood. Add omega-3 sources like flaxseed, walnuts, or fatty fish, e.g. salmon, sardines, twice per week. Drink enough water daily. Dehydration can cause lethargy and mood changes, especially in older adults. Even mild nutritional deficits can produce symptoms mistaken for depression. Addressing them often brings measurable improvement within weeks. 3. Lack of stimulating physical activity. Many older adults stay busy, but rarely engage in movement that supports cardiovascular health, joint mobility, and neurotransmitter release. Gentle aerobic activity and light strength training both increase serotonin, dopamine, and circulation, all of which are critical for energy and mental clarity. What to do? Walk outside for 10 to 30 minutes daily at a comfortable pace. Use light weights or resistance bands 2 to 3 times per week to maintain muscle tone. Incorporate seated exercises or Tai Chi if balance is a concern. Stretch the major muscle groups at least 3 times per week. Avoid remaining seated for longer than 45 to 60 minutes at a time. Take movement breaks. Physical activity improves sleep quality, metabolic function, and emotional regulation, all key to reversing fatigue and low mood. 4th, social isolation and low emotional stimulation. Emotional disconnection is a common but underestimated factor in late-life depression. Isolation reduces stimulation of the brain's reward centers, increases inflammatory markers, and decreases resilience to stress. Even if someone is not lonely, low levels of human connection can still contribute to apathy and fatigue. What to do? Engage in one intentional conversation daily, by phone, in person, or even by writing a message. Join local or online groups that align with your interests, art, walking, discussion, or faith-based circles. Share one story or memory per day, either with another person or in a journal. Listen to or watch content that stimulates thought and emotion. Avoid passive scrolling or news overload. Maintain regular contact with family or friends, even if brief. Emotional energy requires input, just like physical energy. Small, daily moments of contact can reduce depressive symptoms and restore a sense of connection. 5. Lack of routine and daily structure. When each day feels unplanned or undefined, the brain struggles to regulate attention, motivation, and energy output. This is especially true in retirement or after a major life change, when the natural anchors of the day disappear. A predictable rhythm helps stabilize circadian cycles, reduce mental fatigue, and provide emotional orientation. What to do? Establish consistent waking, eating, and sleeping times. Assign a clear purpose to each part of the day. Morning activity, midday task, evening wind down. Avoid multitasking. Do one thing at a time with presence. Alternate between physical and mental tasks to avoid burnout. End the day with a short reflection or small act of closure, like reading, stretching, or gratitude journaling. A stable daily rhythm gives your brain a framework, and that framework reduces anxiety, inertia, and confusion. In Part 2, we'll look deeper into how your physical environment and home habits can either restore energy or drain it further without you realizing it. If this video gave you clarity, please like it and consider subscribing so you won't miss the next parts in this series. We'll continue to explore realistic ways to restore your body and mind, without pressure and without guesswork. Part 2. How your home environment and daily habits can quietly drain your energy, and how to reverse that chronic fatigue and depression don't only come from inside the body. They're also shaped by your surroundings, the spaces you live in, the way you move through them, and the habits you repeat without even thinking. Small environmental stressors, clutter, poor lighting, noise, or lack of airflow, activate subtle tension in the nervous system. Over time, this raises internal stress and decreases the brain's ability to reset and restore. In this part, we'll cover 5 key home-related triggers and practical corrections to help your environment support your recovery, not work against it. 1. Dim lighting. During the day, and harsh lighting at night. Your brain uses light as its primary timing signal. Inconsistent lighting confuses your circadian rhythm, reducing alertness during the day and making it harder to wind down at night. Natural light exposure is linked to better sleep, reduced depression, and improved cognitive function, especially in older adults. What to do? Spend time near a bright window within an hour of waking. Use bright, cool-toned lighting during the day in main living areas to promote wakefulness. In the evening, switch to warm, low-intensity lighting to support melatonin production. Avoid overhead lighting at night. Use floor or table lamps instead. If needed, use a light therapy lamp, 10,000 lux, for 20 to 30 minutes in the morning, especially in winter. Lighting isn't just about visibility. It directly affects your sleep, mood, and brain chemistry. 2. Excessive clutter or disorganization. A cluttered environment creates visual stress and cognitive load, even if you think you're used to it. Research shows that disorganized spaces increase cortisol, the stress hormone, and reduce the brain's ability to concentrate and recover. It doesn't need to be spotless. It just needs to be manageable. What to do? Choose one small area per day to clear: a table, shelf, or chair. Remove items that are no longer used or that cause frustration when seen. Store frequently used items at waist or chest height to reduce bending and overreaching. Create calm corners, small tidy areas with soft light, minimal noise, and a place to sit or rest. Avoid multitasking during tidying. Do one thing at a time, with intention. Physical order supports mental clarity. Even small cleanups help restore focus and energy. 3. Sedentary routines. Tied to screens or passive sitting. Many adults spend hours each day in front of a TV, tablet, or phone. Not just for entertainment, but out of habit or to pass time. Excessive passive sitting weakens circulation, reduces muscle tone, and can worsen feelings of apathy or disconnection. What to do? Use a timer to remind yourself to stand or stretch every 45 to 60 minutes. Alternate seated activities, like reading, with movement-based tasks, like folding laundry. Watch TV standing up or while gently pacing for 10 to 15 minutes. Avoid screens for the first and last hour of your day. Use that time for breathing, journaling, walking, or gentle chores. Replace some passive time with music, audiobooks, or phone calls that encourage engagement. Movement changes chemistry. Even small shifts interrupt cycles of stillness that feed low mood. 4. Overexposure to negative or fast-paced media. Television, radio, and internet content often feature high conflict, fear-driven headlines, or fast editing that keeps the nervous system on high alert. For sensitive or fatigued systems, this creates background stress that builds up over time. What to do? Limit exposure to news or intense content to one scheduled block per day. Replace background TV or talk radio with calming music or silence. Choose long-form, slower-paced content when possible. Documentaries, nature, classical performances. Use screen time to learn something new or connect, not just to fill silence. Pay attention to how you feel after consuming any media. If it leaves you anxious or drained, adjust your choices. The nervous system needs recovery time. What you watch and hear affects how you feel, even hours later. 5. Poor air quality and stale indoor air. Older adults often spend more time indoors, and many homes have limited ventilation. Stale air, dust buildup, and indoor pollutants reduce oxygen availability, increase inflammation, and worsen fatigue. What to do? Open windows for at least 10 to 20 minutes per day, even in cooler weather. Use air purifiers or houseplants to improve air quality if ventilation is limited. Avoid heavy use of scented candles, air fresheners, or chemical cleaners. Change HVAC or fan filters regularly. Step outside into fresh air at least once daily, even just onto a porch or balcony. Your brain and muscles rely on oxygen. Clean air supports clearer thinking and improved energy. As you make these shifts, remember, you don't need to redesign your home. You just need to adjust the signals your body is receiving from light, air, sound, and space so that recovery becomes possible. In Part 3, we'll explore how internal thinking patterns, self-talk, and emotional habits can either fuel or reduce fatigue, even without external stress. If this content is helpful, please like the video, subscribe to the channel, and tap the bell icon so you're notified when the next part is released. Small environmental changes can have big effects on how you feel. You deserve a space that supports you, not drains you. Part 3. Mental habits that worsen fatigue and depression, and how to shift them. Gently, even if your body is still, your mind may be in constant motion. Thought patterns, beliefs, and self-talk have a measurable effect on energy, emotion, and even physical recovery. In later life, mental fatigue is often overlooked, but it can be just as draining as physical exhaustion. If your thoughts are stuck in cycles of worry, judgment, or pressure, your body stays in a low-grade stress response, which prevents true rest. This part focuses on 5 common mental patterns that silently wear down resilience, and offers practical methods to interrupt and rewire them. 1. Internal pressure to stay productive. All day, many older adults feel guilt when they slow down. Even in retirement, there's a sense of needing to stay useful, keep moving, or not waste time. This mindset increases inner tension, even when the body is at rest. What to do? Redefine productivity. Include rest, reflection, and recovery as meaningful use of time. Replace "I should be doing more" with "this pace is enough for today." Schedule intentional pause periods, 10 to 15 minutes with no tasks, goals, or inputs. Practice breathing exercises during those pauses to reset your nervous system. Keep a list of low-effort activities that feel nourishing. Listening to soft music, sitting in sunlight, or talking to someone you trust. You are not a machine. Your worth is not measured by output. The nervous system needs permission to slow down, without guilt. 2. Habitual negative self-talk. Over time, repeated phrases like "I'm useless," "I'm too slow," or "no one cares what I think" become automatic, even if they're untrue. These thoughts increase stress hormones and reduce motivation, reinforcing a cycle of withdrawal and fatigue. What to do? Catch these thoughts as they arise and name them out loud. That's a critical voice, not a fact. Replace harsh language with realistic statements. "I'm going at the pace I can today," or "I'm learning to work with this body." Use a neutral tone. Don't force positivity, but aim for balance. Write down one helpful phrase per day and read it aloud. Sound reinforces belief. Avoid saying things to yourself that you wouldn't say to a friend. Changing your inner tone shifts your body's stress response. Over time, it becomes easier to access energy and focus. 3. Catastrophic thinking and anticipating the worst. It's common, especially after a major health event or personal loss, to assume that things will continue to decline. This mindset reduces hope and interferes with action. It makes the future feel like a burden, not a possibility. What to do? Notice always and never language, e.g., "I'll never feel better." These are red flags. Ask, what else might be true when negative predictions arise? Use a written tracker to log good days or small improvements. This builds evidence against worst-case thinking. Focus on short time frames. What do I need for today, instead of projecting months ahead? If worries are persistent, consider working with a therapist. Even brief, remote sessions can break these cycles. Depression narrows your lens. Small practices expand it again. Fourth, suppressing or avoiding emotions. Entirely, many people, especially in older generations, were taught to keep it together, not burden others, or stay emotionally neutral. But suppressing emotions requires physical effort. It leads to muscle tension, shallow breathing, and emotional flatness, which mimic and magnify fatigue. What to do? Allow yourself to name what you're feeling, even if only in private. Use creative outlets, writing, drawing, or music to express rather than explain emotions. Watch or read something that stirs feeling. Laughter, tears, or warmth are signs of emotional mobility. If numbness is present, start small. Express gratitude, curiosity, or concern out loud. Accept that emotion is part of movement. Suppressing it stalls recovery. You don't need to be dramatic. You need to be real. Emotional circulation supports physical circulation. 5. Living without mental stimulation or challenge. Fatigue and depression aren't always caused by doing too much. Sometimes they're caused by doing too little, especially when the mind isn't engaged. Lack of novelty reduces dopamine, the brain's reward chemical, and leads to a sense of dullness or fog. What to do? Learn something new, a short online course, a language app, or even a new recipe. Change small routines. Take a new walking route, rearrange furniture, or try a new genre of book or film. Practice mental games, puzzles, memory exercises, or strategy-based activities. Engage in meaningful conversation with someone curious and reflective. Reflect on your own experiences by journaling one memory a day. It keeps the brain active and grounded. Mental challenge builds resilience and reduces the weight of fatigue over time. In Part 4, we'll focus on evening routines, screen use, light exposure, and bedtime habits that affect how well you sleep and how rested you feel in the morning. If you're finding this series useful, take a moment to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and activate notifications. The next steps may be the ones that finally shift your energy forward. Part 4. How your evening routine and sleep environment impact fatigue and mood, and how to adjust them for better recovery. You can't treat chronic fatigue or depression effectively without addressing sleep. Even if you spend 8 hours in bed, the quality and structure of that sleep determine whether your body recovers or wakes up still exhausted. For adults over 60, sleep disturbances are more common. Melatonin levels decrease. Medications can interfere with REM cycles, and the brain may remain in a light alert state, especially if stress or anxiety is present. This part outlines 5 practical changes you can make to improve nighttime recovery and give your body the rest it needs to rebuild. 1. Going to bed without preparing the nervous system. Simply lying down doesn't mean your body is ready for sleep. If you go from bright lights, TV noise, or stressful thoughts directly into bed, your brain remains active, even if you're physically tired. What to do? Create a consistent wind-down window, at least 30 minutes before bed. Use dim, warm light only. No overhead fixtures or screens. Do a low-effort task like folding towels, light reading, or gentle stretching. Avoid arguments, news, or emotional conversations in the final hour of the day. Choose one signal that tells your brain it's time to shift. A sound, phrase, or action you repeat nightly. Sleep readiness is a physical and mental state, not just a time on the clock. 2. Staying mentally active in bed. If you lie down and immediately start reviewing to-do lists, replaying conversations, or anticipating tomorrow's problems, you're teaching your brain that bed is a place for planning, not for rest. This prevents the nervous system from entering the parasympathetic recovery mode. What to do? Write down loose thoughts or tasks before going to bed. Keep a notepad nearby to jot down anything that arises after lights out. Practice a simple breathing pattern: 4 seconds in, 6 seconds out, for 2 to 5 minutes. Use a neutral mental phrase like rest, quiet, or I'm safe now to redirect spiraling thoughts. Avoid checking clocks during the night. This creates time anxiety and increases wakefulness. Mental rest must be trained, and it starts before sleep begins. 3. Sleeping in a physically unsupportive setup. Many older adults sleep flat on their backs or with outdated pillows and mattresses. This can restrict breathing, compress joints, and worsen symptoms like nighttime shortness of breath or joint pain, both of which interfere with sleep quality. What to do? Use a wedge pillow or adjustable bed to slightly elevate the upper body, especially if you have sleep apnea, reflux, or heart issues. Choose a supportive pillow that maintains neck alignment. Avoid very flat or overstuffed types. If side sleeping, place a pillow between the knees to reduce spinal strain. Keep the bedroom cool and well ventilated. 17 to 19 degrees Celsius, 62 to 66 degrees Fahrenheit, is optimal for most. Avoid thick or heavy blankets that restrict movement or airflow. Comfort isn't luxury. It's a condition for proper recovery. 4. Ignoring light and sound cues in the sleep environment. Your brain still responds to light and sound while you sleep. Small disruptions, blinking electronics, hallway lights, passing cars, or late-night news can pull the brain into lighter sleep phases or cause micro-awakenings. What to do? Use blackout curtains or a sleep mask to eliminate external light. Remove or cover devices with glowing indicators. Replace TV or talking with white noise, pink noise, or natural soundscapes if sound is needed. Avoid headphones in bed. They can cause tension or restrict movement. If needed, use soft earplugs to minimize environmental noise. The sleeping brain is still sensing, and it responds best to darkness and predictability. 5. Waking up without transition, time or exposure to light. The way you wake up affects the rest of your day. If you jolt awake in silence or darkness, or rush to tasks without a buffer, your system stays tense. Over time, this pattern increases cortisol spikes and makes you feel exhausted, even after full sleep. What to do? Use a gradual light alarm or open curtains immediately upon waking. Avoid screens for the first 20 to 30 minutes. Let your brain reset naturally. Do light movement, gentle stretching, arm circles, or walking to the kitchen before sitting again. Sip warm water or herbal tea. This supports digestion and rehydrates after sleep. Acknowledge the start of the day with a simple phrase or intention. Today, I begin with steadiness. Morning is not just a start. It's a signal to your brain and body. Make it calm and structured. Final thoughts. Improving your sleep and nighttime routine doesn't require drastic changes, but it does require intention and consistency. Your body can still recover. Your brain can still reset. And your mood can still lift, but only if you allow space for true rest. If this 4-part series gave you insight or relief, like the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you stay connected to future content. Rest is not passive. It is active repair. and you deserve to wake up with more clarity, more calm, and more strength to meet each day. See you in the next video.